I love talking about signature events in Arizona, the Fiesta Bowl, the Fiesta Bowl parade, but the Fiesta Sports Foundation and the work that they do and highlighting what they do in our community year round, not just when the events happen. Joining us is Erik Moses from the Fiesta Sports Foundation. It's great to see you again.
Always good to be with you.
Let's talk about what you do, because I think you said it best. You're well known, but they don't know you well. Let's talk about the work you do, because that's the part that I get excited about, is the work you do in this community, how you're helping athletic programs and high school athletes and high school coaches. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, we do so much. And thank you, Mike, as always, for having me here. Our mission really is to drive positive economic impact and to deliver charitable resources to communities all throughout the state of Arizona. And while we're at it, using our megaphone and our platform to bring more visibility to all things good about Arizona. And one of those things that's really good are our student athletes. And so our engagement on the football side with our Fiesta Bowl All-State high school team, boys tackle and girls flag, our high school football showdown on Thursdays that are now on CW7. All of these things that we're doing are about pursuing that mission. The football games are the things that people know most about, but the football games in some ways are a means to an end to allow us to then give back these resources to communities all around this state.
If what you did was, if the game was just what you did, it would be great for Arizona and the economy and what it drives, and the Chamber of Commerce can't purchase that kind of publicity. But it is the other things that I watch you do year round, and the rest of us that are close to this watch you year round. By the way, I have my TV show is at CW7, and they are so excited in that building about the association, because you're right. It highlights these young athletes and it gives them a platform to show their skill on the field and the other things. It's just such a great program.
Yeah, no, we love it. And look, the game is iconic. We were just talking to Jody Jackson, who said her first time in Arizona was coming here for a Fiesta Bowl. And I've met countless people who were introduced to the state of Arizona because of this game. But the game enables us to be able to do things to make this a better place to live, work, and play and visit. We're really excited. This year is our 10th anniversary of our signature charitable program, Wishes for Teachers. We are going to give out $1.5 million to teachers and schools this year. That's a new record for us. We're the biggest direct-to-teacher and classroom support program in the state. So this year, 540 individual teachers will get $2,500 grants. And then 3 schools this year, which is a new element for us, will get $50,000 grants for those schools. So we couldn't be more excited about the work we're doing in the community.
Seeing the videos of those teachers or those coaches receiving a gift from you and what it means to the program. I watched the video at the lunch last year, not this year, but last year. And the teacher, this coach, talked about the struggles financially of trying to get things done and going out and setting things up for practice and making sure they had games. But the financial struggle and the worry was that she herself couldn't afford to, and if she could, she would, but she couldn't. And then all of a sudden have this money come in to get the equipment they needed. That's the blessing that people are talking about.
Well, what educators do is already, and I say, is God's work, right? It's already hard enough. They're underpaid. The hours are bad. We entrust them with our most precious assets, which are our children, and we need to support them in every way we can. So telling someone who does all of that, oh, yeah, and if you want your kids to have this experience or go on this field trip, you're going to have to figure out how to pay for it. That just seems like too much. And so we're trying to do our part to inspire others to provide the same kind of support.
And you and I have talked about this before. There are so many of these athletes that will never play a sport again after high school. It's very rare you go on to play in college, and even more rare you go on to play professional sports. But what is common is the life lessons that you learn on an athletic field, the teamwork aspect, win with grace, lose with dignity, these important, valuable lessons that are taught through sports. Right? It just makes them better people.
Yeah, it's invaluable. And, it's always funny to me when people find out I went to the University of North Carolina. They go, well, what sport did you play? And I go, no sport. Like, look at this. I didn't play any sport. But I will tell you, having played football in particular from age 9 probably to freshman year of high school, there are some indelible lessons that you learn about sacrificing for your fellow man, your teammates or whatever, discipline, self-regulation, all of these kinds of things that we carry into our lives. And I can tell you, as someone who has been an employer for a long time and picking people to join your team, you want folks who understand the importance of team dynamics and being able to subjugate yourself to the needs of and the efforts of a team.
To bounce back from a horrible loss and what you do with that information, and does it make you better and work harder, or do you crumble and fall apart? We all know what it was like in Little League and Pop Warner football, those tragic moments where and no one has a dry eye on the field. But how that makes you stronger and better and how you come back from it. Imagine learning that lesson at 12 and it carrying throughout the rest of your life when it really matters.
Oh, yeah. I can remember being up with bases loaded and 2 outs and, a 3-2 count. And are you going to be the hero or the GOAT? And no matter how that happens, to your earlier point, how do you handle either that success or that failure? And sports provides a safe environment for young people to learn those lessons that will help them for the rest of their lives. You don't want your kids' first time dealing with a huge failure to be on their first job or something that the stakes are really high. Yeah. So there's no substitute for it.
So the foundation and the focus of the foundation, can you tell them some more of the things that you're doing throughout the year? People need to know what is happening right under their noses in this community.
Yeah. So I mentioned Wishes for Teachers. It's our 10th year. We're going to give out $1.5 million. We have an AED assistance program, which is in its second year. We're going into schools and providing life-saving defibrillators and the training, more importantly, to use those such that, what happens is you have this equipment in the school and the school nurse leaves and takes another job, or the person who knows how to use it leaves. Nobody knows how to use the equipment. So it's there, but nobody can use it. So we're doing train the trainer so that there will always be someone at these schools with the equipment who knows how to use it. And God forbid they ever have to use it, but at least it's there. So we're really proud of that. You're familiar with our Rate Bowl field donation. So we bring in a 75,000 square feet of thick cut sod into Chase Field every year for our Rate Bowl game. And then we donate that field to a community in need of a play space. Last year, it went to Western School of Science and Technology over in Maryville, along with a scoreboard and a full court basketball court. And now these kids, instead of before game day having to walk a field and throw glass and rocks and stuff off of the field so that they can play on it, they have a beautiful manicured field that they can play on safely.
And for all of these kids, whether it's the teams you honor, the players that you honor, or you do these things, these athletes now realize that something that has the name Fiesta Bowl connected to it cares about them. Yep. It's something they'll remember forever. And I look at that and I think the impressionable things that happened to me when I was a kid usually happened because of athletics, my connection to sports. And it was always when somebody that was a name you recognized looks at you and recognizes you, that matters so much to these young people.
Oh, to be seen. And what we say is, look, we're not the biggest foundation or biggest charity. We don't give out the most money. But what we are doing is taking a lot of time, energy, and effort to find places where we can sow little seeds of hope that make a difference in real people's lives. So to your point, when these kids see all of us come out in our yellow jackets to dedicate this field for them, and they're over in Maryville or any other kinds of place, they're going, these people see me. They care about what happens in my life. Same thing with teachers. When teachers get that $2,500, doesn't sound like a lot, but I've literally had teachers cry when we tell them that they're getting this $2,500, because as one teacher said to me, I want to do as much as I can for my class, but I have my own babies that I have to support with the funds that I have. And so, we're sowing these seeds of hope, man, and in very real ways. And what I will tell your listeners is, you can support us directly. This is one of the things that's new for us. You can support us directly other than buying tickets to games and our other events. You can give us money because your dollars will help us to amplify the impact that we're already making.
How do they do it?
FiestaSportsFoundation.org is the best way to do it. And you can go on there and there's a donate now button. And unlike some other charities, we're not just taking your money and then giving it to somebody else. We're using it to amplify with our own dollars, but we're also spending a lot of time with our community engagement team, finding places and issues where there's a deficiency, a gap, a need, and figuring out which of those we can address in a positive and impactful way.
And you know that people in this community are so gracious and so benevolent. And when they find a cause that's worthwhile, when they find a way and a vehicle for their dollars, they usually give. And there is none that's got a better reputation that is more laser focused on doing good things than yours. So what you're doing is giving people an avenue, a vehicle to donate their dollars where they know it's going to impact these young people's lives.
Yeah, and the great thing about that is, we're seeing now in our outreach efforts that other charitable foundations see us in that way, and then they're donating to us because they know we can do more with their dollars than they could do on their own because of our staffing, because of our history, our reputation, because of the platform that we have.
Last question, though, I've got to ask about the game because of the reputation of the Fiesta Bowl itself, that you are part of the playoff system and the changes in college football, but they wanted this game in Arizona to be a part of the playoff system. What does that mean to the organization?
It means the work that our 9 founders started in 1971 and before that, and the work of thousands of people in this state over the last 54 plus years has been worthwhile. That we are the youngest of the playoff bowls, the 6 playoff bowls, and yet we are held in very, very high esteem. And I'm biased, but I think we do it the best.
You do.
And, that's thanks in part to, our board of directors, our Yellow Jacket Committee, our ambassadors, our life members and directors, our general volunteers, people like you and this station that help us to get the word out there and to support the work that we do every day in this community.
Erik, it's great to talk to you. I wish we could talk all morning. I could talk about this stuff with you, especially giving in the state of Arizona. But thanks for all your hard work and look forward to talking to you again.
Hopefully you have me back, man. I love this.
Always. That is Erik Moses from the Fiesta Sports Foundation. Make sure you give and give generously to this great organization.
Thanks for watching the Mike Broomhead Show. Tap to watch and listen to the new season of Amazing Arizonans, a KTAR News podcast. You can also click the button in the middle to subscribe.